Hi guys, I hope you're all doing really well. I've got a flip through for you, albeit a week late. Well, a week later than my goal, but anyway, here it is. It's a Reader's Digest journal. It's or a Reader's Digest altered book. I've used the cover of an old Reader's Digest book. As you can see the beautiful cover coming through there. And I've left it plain on the black because I just love that pattern. And I've sealed it, put the corners on, and I've covered the spine with some sort of velvety plush type fabric, and then a bit of lace. And speaking of lace and trims and things, just like to shout out to my friend Gloria. She gives me a lot of her little offcuts and scraps. She's a avid sewer here in Cambridge, and she makes thousands and thousands of bags for the plastic free group here in Cambridge. I've also got probably some bits from Dot as well, and so grateful for their bits and pieces, their little offcuts. Dot is an amazing patchworker, and she has a lot of little bits that she doesn't need anymore. So I've got a lot of those in my stash, and I love to bring those out. And I've also been given a few bits and pieces over the years from my friend Meryl in Blenheim. So that's, yeah, really nice. Really nice. And a lot of my other bits and pieces, of course, from op shops and old bits of clothing, etc. As all of us do. So I've just done a collage for the cover. This piece of fabric here I got from an op shop, and it was an old bed skirt. Wasn't keen on it as a bed skirt, so I bought it for my journals. Love that burgundy and the gold through the fabric there. But yeah, as I was sewing around the frame of it and putting on my butterfly, I sewed through his wings. And it wasn't until I'd finished decorating it and put it on the journal that I realised, oh my goodness, I have sewn through his wings and now he's hemmed down. Then I realised that's probably a Freudian slip. We've all been feeling a bit hemmed in over the last year, haven't we? COVID and everything, and some of you guys have really been suffering, and I'm really thinking of you, and it's just so sad what's happening around the world at the moment. So I'm just listening to my daughter come in through the door, so hopefully it doesn't bother you too much, because I don't want to have to edit this video. I've already tried to film it a couple of times, so hopefully she is quiet. Anyway, let's see, there'll probably be a few doors banging, etc., but hopefully that's not too bad for you. So hemmed in butterfly, Freudian slip, oh my goodness, the COVID thing, but also in my personal life I've been feeling a little hemmed in. Just life in general. New grandbaby, lots and lots of stresses and things at work. But love getting into my junk journals to help my mental health, have your happy place in your craft room. It's fantastic, and I'm so lucky that I've got a craft room. Anyway, gosh, always do this, always end up rambling on. So feeling hemmed in, and I almost destroyed this cover because of it, because I thought that just looks silly. But then I thought, no, that is actually a sign of this year, of 2020. Feeling hemmed in, okay? But we're dreaming about the future, and hopefully it's all good. Anyway, so getting on with it, I've put 4 signatures in this journal, which was a little bit too much, because as you can see, it's getting an alligator mouth going on. But I think it looks quite nice like that. The only trouble is it's probably at its limits with how much I can put in it now. But that's okay. I've left room for moving things around, etc. This is a lace closure. It's just glued in between the end paper and the book cover. The book cover has got some distressed sort of brassy wax on the ends and the corners to protect that beautiful cover. And then, sorry if I repeat myself too, because as usual, feeling nervous. So anyway, so we've got a pocket here with some Tim Holtz paper. I've used Tim Holtz paper for the end paper, and I've got the Reader's Digest front pages of the book I used, and I think the design here is pretty nice to be poking out of the pocket, but also it lets me know, just reminds me of where this book came from, which one it was, and the year. So it was 1964. So there you go, 1964. It's a nearly 80-year-old book, and nobody wants these anymore. So yeah, weird how times change. Anyway, so this is some floral papers out of a book by an artist, Joyce Blake. She's a New Zealander. So I really love to use her pages in my journals. I love florals, and I love the colours she uses, and I love all the bits, she draws line drawings as well of buildings and things, and you'll see those through the journal. So that's just a bit of lace that binding there is holding these bits on, so it's like from a cushion or something like that. Yeah, and it was gifted to me from the local plastic bag free group. Some trims they were gifted and didn't want, and then that is some what's it called, yarn, obviously, sewed on top. And yeah, Joyce Blake. I'm going to do a flip through of the books I've been using if you're interested. Really nice to use, especially if you live in New Zealand and Australia, because she's a well-known New Zealand artist. And she's Peter Blake's mother. And this is a pocket that I've put on the other side of the page. I've just sewed some fabric on top of that. And then some lace, and that's just a little tag. It's all lacy, and a little key charm, some music page, and some wallpaper. And I don't have much wallpaper in my stash, so this was nice to find. My mother had given me some papers of hers that she'd been using a long time ago, and it happens to be actual wallpaper. So I've punched that. It's just a little fabric cluster on the corner there. There's some baking sheet when I've tea-dyed my paper. And here's a little cluster, little tip-in from the fabrics I got from Bohodaydreams. Yeah, love all of that. And surprisingly, I have loved all of the orange and yellows that she sent, because when I first got the bundle I thought, oh my goodness, I'm not sure if I'll be able to use it because they're not usually my colours, but then I got all these colours in Joyce Blake's book, and there we go, it all goes together, and I ended up reaching for all those oranges and the mustards and the yellows, and then just put a pop of red in for a bit of a change through the book. But you'll see the rest of it's sort of oranges and yellows. It's a little tea-dyed pocket with some paper doilies thrown in there while you're staining your paper. Some paper, that's actually some New Zealand junk mail, well not mail, you get it in the cafes, it's called Coffee News, and it sort of looks a little bit vintage, but it's really modern. It's got modern ads and stuff for New Zealand. On the plain writing pages I've just done some stenciling, and some of it's come through when I've been tea dyeing, some of it I've done afterwards. Some Tim Holtz stencil there. The other side of that, advert stuff. Paper, the other side of that pocket. Plain journaling paper, baking sheet, a little bit of fabric on the bottom there, the other side of that wallpaper, and the label was there, so I just put some gardening book page on there to cover that up. And it's I don't know if you can see it, but it's got some coppery sort of stuff through that wallpaper. And the music sheet, and then the other side of that page, and this is the change of the signature there, and I like the pop of black, brings out the black outline of the flowers. And then I've used another Tim Holtz butterfly, it's a bit of collage there, and this is actually one of the collage pockets that Tracy Fox did, and Roxy Creations. So I made that a while ago, and then it just happened to fit into this book. And so that's an envelope. You can put something in there and have a secret little pocket. And this was a butterfly from Gloria. And then that just pops down there, so you wouldn't know there was a pocket there unless you knew it was there. So it's quite nice. Quite nice. And then this is the inside of this signature, and I've got another little tuck pocket there, and this is from the fabric from Sheila. And then I've got the little word there that is from the Tim Holtz clippings bundle, and it says magic and truth, and that is so true, isn't it? There is magic in truth. If we have truth, there is magic. This is the these tags just sit there, but that is the end of an envelope that I've used. You'll see the other side of it later, but I haven't decided what to do with this bit yet. I could either cut that and make a little pocket, but yes, that's just sitting there at the moment because I just quite liked how it layered with this music page. That's a bit of wallpaper trim. I got a op shop. It's like a dado border thingy, and yeah, got that from the op shop. Then I've got this book page, and I've put some saree trim down there. I really like how that layers up there too. Then they've got this piece of paper that I've done some stenciling, some tea-dyed scrapbooking paper, and I've folded it over to make a pocket. This is a little card that just was in one of those packs of cards, note paper cards that you get as a set, but it was at the op shop for like 50 cents, so I grabbed that. And then just a long black tag. Quite like using black tags with white writing when I'm journaling. And then there's some butterfly, again probably from Gloria, and this is some special paper my mum had in her stash and gave me along with that wallpaper, and I've just put some decorative corners on there, left that plain. Lots of writing paper, some fabric cluster, stenciling, pocket, fabric. This is one of the books I used, and he is an Australian artist, and I can't think of his name right now, but it's again another really nice book to use for journals. I really adore old houses, and if I was a lot younger I'd own one, but I don't. They're a lot of work to keep up, aren't they? So but I just admire them so much, so putting them in my journals is lovely. And the beautiful old church there in the illustration. Some paper there. This is a little envelope. That's the end of that envelope I was talking about. So I've got nothing in there at the moment, but you can see it's an envelope, and I've just put a little Tim Holtz word collage thingy there. I don't know why I've got that clip there. Must have had something there. yeah, just these little things. So putting your little things in your little envelope. It's quite cute. Oh, that's why, because this was there. It's fallen off because I took the clip off. Dodo. There you go. So this is a piece of scrapbook paper. I've just collaged some music sheet down there for some interest and some saree trim. This is from Sheila, Bohodaydreams, and I just thought that colour went fantastic with that bit of the leaf from Joyce Blake's book. And then it shows on the other side too. It's like a tab without sticking out. And there's beautiful oranges and yellows and things. That's that wallpaper I've used as a pocket here. So you can tuck something in there. A bit of saree fabric on the edge. That's some of the leftover strip from the spine, but it's fluffing up. So there's some fluff coming off. And this is just a teeny weeny tiny tip-in on this corner. Some little tags to show it's a pocket. And then some of that paper, some of the different paper, but it's got sort of a little texture to it, like a ribbed texture. You probably can't see that on the film, but I can feel it. It's really nice to feel. Yeah. And then paper, and some more of this paper from Mum. Punched it. Fabric from the sarees. And then some paper ruffle, a little bit of ribbon. That's a pocket. And then this is the paper bag or envelope that I've made into a pocket. So 2 pockets there, one there and one there. And here we go with some just plain paper, dot grid paper there. And then this is a tag that I've made out of a piece of junk that just came in the mail just the other day from from Bailey Gore from LJ Hooker. So she'll be very pleased that I used her junk straight away. Anyway, so what I did was just glued some scraps on there. I've been doing this lately, gluing my scraps and then putting them through the embossing machine. Turns out really cool. And then rubbing your distress ink over the top just to bring out the texture of the embossing folder. This will be an embossing folder from Stampin' Up that you probably can't get anymore. But yeah, any embossing folder will do for that little trick. And some more paper, and this is an envelope. These flowers here I have tons and tons of, so if anybody would like some, please let me know. I will send you some because I've got lots of them. I made balls, floral balls for my wedding, and I've got about 16 balls I think, and I couldn't sell them for what they cost me, so I've kept them, and yeah, got plenty if you would like them. They can be stained and tea stained and all sorts, so yeah. And that's just one of those brads, very antique-y looking brad that I've poked through there, and I just need to cover that with some washi tape. And then there's just an envelope with some extra paper in there at the moment. More paper. Oh, that's the other side of that textured paper. Some music sheet and some of that Joyce Blake paper too. And that's the other side of the signature. Just a little tag there, bringing out the colour of those flowers. Button and that's vintage seam binding, and the same ribbon that I've used on the closure ribbon. And then over this side there's just some more paper ruffle, button tied on. This is just an envelope with a little metal closure. So it'd be good to reinforce that, I suppose. Should do that. And then music sheet, paper, book page, oh, some more of that. I think I've used all that she gave me in this book because I loved it so much. And this is a little envelope that I've collaged with a napkin or a serviette, as we like to call them. And I've used one of those metal charm thingies that you can get from the $2 shops. And I was inspired to do that by Luna Rosso. Luna Rosso, I think that's how you say the channel. She's one of my biggest inspirations. I love her channel. So you should definitely check her out. And that's just some distressed up. Really just adding some interest to the page. And this is a pocket. I've just got a tag here, some journaling space on the back. Made a little charm just with a button and a piece of scrap saree. And then more paper. And there's split taggy things. That same paper on them. It's one of those collage floating pockets. Wasn't sure whether the colours went with the whole journal, but they seem to go with that paper over there. So I put it in. Some more beautiful buildings. Love it. Some stenciling on this envelope. And just a little booklet I made inside. Just had some leftover paper sitting on my desk, so just put it in here. And then found a place that I thought looked really nice for this altered playing card. This flower is just stamped and then punched out with a daisy punch, and then popped a button in the middle, and that's it. And here we go is a tuck spot on the last page. I didn't put one on the end, and yeah, just really need to hammer those down, and that's it, done. So I hope you like that, guys. If you've got any questions, let me know. And hopefully I get to give you another flip through of a journal soon. Bye!